the Tristen Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristen Law, semi-retired pro wrestler, and today, I'm your host. After the last show ended, where we talked about Drew McIntyre, whether he being justified in his heel anger or not, Jess and I, we got into it, and we got into it real bad. In the episode, she said that The Miz is the greatest heel. So when we got off the air, face to face, she said to me, do you really believe The Miz isn't one of the greatest heels ever? And I fired back and I said, girl, do you really believe that he is? Well, none of us backed down. And today, we are settling it. But before we start throwing out names, hold on. Hi, Jess. How are you today?
Oh, don't act like that today. You usually give me all the love and energy. Ain't no the Yaptain today.
You want that right now? Okay, fine. I am not alone today. I'm here with Jess, the Yaptain, because she thinks that The Miz is one of the greatest heels of all time, and I think that she has bumskied her head. But before we start throwing out names, we need to agree on what actually makes a heel great. So what Jess and I are going to do, we are going to build the blueprint, and we are going to define the greatest, or what makes a heel. Well, you see, it's kind of weird, Jess, because we're talking about what makes a heel great. It should be what makes a heel bad, but you know what we mean.
Right. Well, let's just start off with the basics. You got mic skills.
Okay.
You got you love to hate him energy.
No. But okay, fine. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, this is just a moment. What? A reality star becoming one of the, I'm not gonna call him a ring general. I ain't gonna call him. Okay, hold on. We're not talking about the Miz. We're not talking about the Miz in general. What we are eventually going to do is that we are going to drop who we're going to take turns dropping who the heel is, who we think is the good heel or not a good heel, right? So don't just box the Miz in yet. If you decide after we lay the blueprint back down and you decide that it's the Miz, then fine, it's the Miz. All right. Okay, but no, for real. You got mic skills, you got ring performance, ring appearance, reactions to your audience's reaction to you when you come out. It's so many factors that plays in a good heel. But if you turn on the TV and it's like, look, dag, he's here again, kind of like Logan Paul. Like, dag, he's here again. I don't like that dude. But it's like, dang, I gotta like that he's here because I don't like him. So it's like,
you look so crazy right now.
That you like, it's the love-hate relationship of characters that I truly enjoy in wrestling.
You look so crazy right now. Where's the rest of your forehead? Because when you're talking, you only see half your face on the camera. All right. Let me lay it out.
I fixed it.
Let me lay it out some of the blueprints. Okay, so I'm looking for what I'm looking for authenticity, right? Real versus performance villainy. Fan spot. Can fans spot the fake, bad guy energy instantly? The best heels make you forget that it's a show. Can you? Here's the question, though, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Can you really be a great heel if everybody knows that you're nice backstage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
It's called improv. This is what, I've always been saying ever since I started working with you, Trish, is that wrestling is theater.
It is.
It's a play.
It is.
And you got all these actors, quote unquote, that has to fight their way for the championship or fight for whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like we've seen it all the time. Like, I know we're talking about unreal is not real, but think about how Kevin Owens and how he reacted when I think it was a ladder match and it was a really bad ladder accident and everybody, everyone was looking like, dang, is Cody okay? Is Kevin okay? Kevin is squishing out of his brain, and all he's asking Cody is like, oh my God, are you okay? I am so sorry. So it just, if you could play a good heel on the camera, but I prefer it that way. That you're a mean old guy on the camera, but in the back, you're a human being. I can appreciate that.
So in my experience, being the summer-tide pro wrestler and host here of the Tristen Law Show, I clearly feel that I as a heel, I think I made a really good heel, and I definitely want to show some love to our Fernando and Stu. Stu's here to drop his view, and Fernando's back. They both say, "What's up, guys?" But the thing is that backstage, that I was always a nice guy, right? In real life, I did my customer service job and stuff like that, and I'm about to go out there and just wet the people up. Like, they're out there building something outside the studio. I don't know what it is. I'm about to just wet them up. But either way, I always felt that I got to pretend. I had to be nice. I had to be nice all the time. And, when I got to be in the pro wrestling ring, I got to be that person. So, yeah, so definitely I think that a lot of people say that the greatest heels are really nice people backstage, but then again, I think that the greatest heels as well, too, could be mean people, because I've met a lot of baby faces in the ring, like Honky Tonk Man, who I thought wasn't a real nice person in real life, but that's just my personal opinion with how I dealt with him. But, okay, so, isn't the goal, though, of fans of pro wrestling to make fans suspend disbelief?
Yeah, in a sense that. I mean, you got to sell it. It's all about being a salesman. You got to sell the look. If you want to be a heel, you have to sell being a heel. True. Sometimes it doesn't work.
True.
Sometimes it just doesn't work. Like right now, like The Miz. One of the greatest heels, but I love it. I love it. I couldn't imagine him being a baby's face. Logan Paul, couldn't imagine him being a baby face. Roman, can't imagine him being a babyface. Randy, can't imagine him being a babyface.
Randy is a babyface.
I don't believe it.
Okay, then. All right, so we're looking also emotional heat versus cheap heat. So cheap heat equals easy boos, right? So cheap heat is pretty much when you go out there and you go, DC, you guys suck, and people automatically boo. So I think that's really cheap heat. I don't think it's bad heat, but it's cheap heat. But you also get that emotional audience investment, and I think that great heels make you feel something deeper than anger. I think that a great heel makes you go back to maybe when you were a kid. It made you feel like, I remember when that person used to bully me all the time and stuff like that. But the question that I'm asking everybody else now before we move on, because we're going to find out who is, in Jess's opinion and my opinion, who is the greatest heel after we lay the table, and we're laying down the table for you as well, too. We want to hear what you think. But does cheap heat still work in 2025, Jess?
Depends on the city. Since you're discussing, the way the city acts. Okay. Like Monday night, we just saw how Boston acts.
Right.
Like, as soon as you said F Boston, or Boston's trash, boy, it almost looked like they was about to throw bottle cans like they did back in 2001 at the the Browns game. My bad. Because
the thing is that in Boston, if you mention anything about the Yankees or the Giants or the Jets or even the Mets, there might be some kind of there might be fisticuffs. So if somebody came in there in a Yankees jersey, oh my God, they would have needed security for that person. But the thing is, though, you got people like Dom Mysterio, right? You can't really tell if the boos are real when it comes to Dom Mysterio.
Bring him up. Right, just gonna bring him up. Like, are y'all booing because y'all truly do not like him, or are y'all booing because he is the embodiment of Eddie Guerrero, and that's kind of the personnel, that's the persona that he's pushing? And so to keep the party going, you gotta boo him. But in reality, y'all knew y'all want him to be the IC champion for a while longer. Not really, not with John Cena. I kind of saw that coming eventually.
Maybe what people do is they boo him because they feel like it's the right thing to do. Oh, we're supposed to boo Dominic Mysterio, because he's the heel. All right, so we're looking also as well to his credibility. Fear or threat factor. Even cowardly heels need some kind of danger, Jess. If I'm looking at the heel, I have to say, you know what? There's a sense of danger for it. I was watching a video on YouTube, and the brother was saying that he don't take certain wrestlers' heels, seriously because they're only 160 pounds. And I get that. He looked like he might have been 400 pounds. I'm not making fun of him, but he looked like he might have been 400 pounds. So for him, there's no fear in there. So there needs to be some kind of danger. If there's no sense of risk, in my personal opinion, I think that the heat dies.
No, I don't agree to that. I don't agree to that. Just looking at Seth Rollins, he's not a big guy.
He's not
a scary looking guy either. But he has the mind of a manipulator, and he's a narcissist. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you have the mindset to be a villain and a criminal. Well, I don't want to say criminal, a villain and a manipulator. Oh my God, that makes a fabulous heel. Great heel. Like you playing both fields, but in reality, you have your own agenda. Like, just let's talk about just real quick Seth Rollins and his beginnings. Like, he was with the Shield, right? Babyface, all teamed up and everything. And then one day, what happened? Boom, chair. Nobody saw that. Well, some saw it, but nobody saw that coming. At least I didn't. I was like, dang, Seth. Dang, I ain't even think you had that in you. And then all of a sudden now, look what we got now. Boy, I miss him. I hate to say it. I miss Seth Rollins already. I miss him.
So I think that somebody like Seth Rollins, that he does put some kind of danger. He does put some kind of danger out there. The reason why I think that he put some kind of danger out there is because of the manipulation that he said. Because he's a narcissist. You know, those are things that you ask me. Those things are dangerous. They put danger. They put danger into it. And the thing is that does fear still matter in pro wrestling? I think it does. I think it does.
Now, this era, now.
I think it always mattered. When you look at somebody, when you look at somebody like the Iron Sheik, or when you look at somebody like Sergeant Slaughter, or even Kane. Even Kane, that was scary. The guy came out with fire behind him. He controlled fire. So I think that fear is still a thing that matters in modern pro wrestling as well too. Because like I said about Cody Rhodes, and even like what I said about LA Knight, there's nobody that's put them really in danger when they're the champion. I didn't see anybody that put Cody Rhodes in danger other than
Seth.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, yep.
Randy Orton wasn't his first one, but Kevin Owens and John Cena. They put him in danger to where you were like, wow, they could probably do some damage to this guy.
True. You don't think Drew did it as well?
Drew's dangerous as well too.
And I'm like, I feel like Drew's dangerous. I think Jacob is dangerous when he returns.
If Jacob is a heel, Jacob Fatu, he feels dangerous. Like Jacob Fatu, if I was walking down the alley and I saw Jacob Fatu, I might turn around and walk the other way. I might be clutching my pearls as I walk past him because I don't want him to snatch my pearls.
No, that's true. Because I'd be like, eek.
All right, and we're also going to be looking at
Braun Breaker. That's the one. I'll be scared, especially when he all that. No, I ain't messing with that.
So to round out to help finish out the blueprint, we're going to be looking at longevity and adaptability. You know, staying power separates great gimmicks. You know, it evolves with fans or fade in and fade out. You know, and psychology and storytelling. That is what pro wrestling is about. Every villain usually believes that they're the hero. Real heel psychology drives emotion, not just hate. So now that we got that, right, Jess? Now that we've got this checklist built. Now let's see who actually checks every box for being a heel. Now it's time for the showdown. You wanted to argue the other day that The Miz was the greatest heel of all time? Jess, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you, how much time do you think you need to stand on business when it comes to the heel?
Give me 2 minutes.
2 minutes is way too long.
No, it's okay. A minute and 30. Let me get a minute and 30.
Okay, I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to give you a minute to stand on your business and say who your person is. But before we get there, I need to go ahead and give the
chat some love.
Give the chat some love. Give the chat some love because they're in there. They're talking. All right, let's see. So Stu says he's always liked the heels. So he can't say he's hated on the heel on screen. I agree. If you go to Stu's channel, right, Stu's view on wrestling, if you go to his channel, you could definitely get that he's definitely a heel. Have you been to his channel yet, Jess?
No, I didn't even know about it. Why don't you tell me?
I'm going to send you the link. He has a very different way. He does what we do, but he has a very different way, and it's unique of doing it. So yeah, check out Stu's
channel. Have to check you out, my brother.
Let's see. Stu said that Vicky, she's bad on screen and off screen. Fernando says that MJF is the best heel in the business. Fernando says that Christian is one of the best heels. Christian Cage right now in AEW. He's one of the best heels, and he knows how to get the heat from the fan. He said Brock Lesnar is very dangerous to any babyface. Yeah. Very dangerous to any babyface. I agree.
Little sidebar. I can't wait until I do see him and Gunther go at it. That's just a sidebar. I know we're talking about heels, but that's going to be a big dog match. I can't wait for that one.
As long as you're not waiting for Goldberg to come back, because nobody wants to match with Goldberg.
I'm good. I'm good on that. I was good before we even had it. I didn't even want that, but we got it anyway.
So let's see. Fernando says that heel Stone Cold was also extremely dangerous. I agree. Fernando says heel Jake Roberts was also very scary back in the day.
Ooh, heel Rock. Like, they've been talking about heel Rock on TikTok a lot.
When he was with the corporate. When he was with the corporate ministry and the corporation. Yeah, so I'm going to ask you a question again, Jess. I'm going to ask you a question again. Here's the question.
I got you.
Do you think that The Miz is the greatest heel?
One of.
Okay, one of. You think he belongs under my... Because right now, Fernando's laughing at you real bad in the chat.
Yes, he is. Yes.
So
I stand on it. And I stand by it. And please, send this to The Miz. Send it to him. And I will defend him until he retires out next year.
Okay.
I will defend him.
So I'm going to set my little timer here. I'm going to give you 1 minute. And you are going to prove to everybody why The Miz is the greatest heel. You will have the front screen. You will be uninterrupted by everything that is going on, and you won't see my face until a minute. You're going to hear a buzzer when that minute is up, and then I will rebut you or agree with you. You ready?
All right, here we go. So let's talk about the mic skills. It's more so out of arrogance and not just poetry, some shit that he had to just write and come up with in the back seat. It's always sharp, it's smug, and it's just real enough to sting. It's all about wrapping up in a present called white privilege, okay? And then we just love to hate him. We love to hate him every single time, ever since the minutes came out. Y'all have hated him for whatever reason, because you didn't like his costume, because you didn't like him wrestling, because you didn't like his mic work. You hated him, period. So that number 2 thing that makes a heel a great heel. And he's one of those reality stars that became great in the ring. Everyone knew him from the real world, and then after he left WWE, he was on Big Brother, and he was still a heel then. And it's the craziest part, the fact that every time The Miz is on the TV, he's always playing a villain, always playing a bad guy. Come on now, that goes back to longevity and adaptability, like we just been talking about. He's been a bad guy for almost 2 decades. The Miz has never had to reinvent himself, ever. He didn't have to go babyface and then heel.
Okay. All right, Jess. So what you're telling me, right? What you're telling me, and I want to go with Maria's comment real quick.
Woo.
Hey, Maria's here. Maria says The Miz is the last dude that she'd be afraid of.
Bing bang.
No, I mean, yeah, as a big guy, I'm not afraid of The Miz. I smack him up too, but.
So, okay, Jess. So what you're telling me, so you're saying that because the guy was on reality TV that he was a heel?
No, because of how his character has never changed. He always played a bad guy, or people doubted him within the show. What I'm saying is that his character has not changed as far as when he was on TV and when he was in the ring. He's always been some sort of heel, or people, looked past him or didn't like him for some reason. I'm just talking about his character.
So, okay. So can we agree that The Miz is a great speaker on the mic?
Yes.
I think that's where it stops for him. It doesn't go any further than that. The Miz is going to be a person in his old age who is going to be the kind of person that can become a manager. He can be the next Paul Heyman of the next generation, because he's such a great talker on the mic.
Longevity. He has the longevity and the adaptivity. He's like the cockroach of charisma. You can't outlast him. You kind of admire him for how he keeps thriving.
Speak for yourself.
Well, yes, for me.
Yeah, you said that I kind of admire him.
Well, I admire him for that he keeps thriving. And it doesn't matter who he's feuding with. It could be Daniel Bryanson. It could be Logan Paul. It could be The Miz. It could be anybody. He finds a way to make it about himself.
So the thing though that you're saying to me then is that it doesn't matter who he fights, he always finds a way to make himself relevant, whatever the case may be. In order for him to make himself relevant, he had to comment on the fact that John Cena finally got the Intercontinental Championship. John Cena doesn't need the Intercontinental. Yep, John Cena did not need the Intercontinental Championship the same way that The Miz needed the Intercontinental Championship to define his career. John Cena
He's
already
a two-time Grand Slam though. So yes, John Cena needed it to be a part of the Grand Slam committee.
But even if he wasn't a Grand Slam
twice already.
Right, but even if John Cena wasn't a Grand Slam champion, he's still a 17-time champion. The Miz pretty much said by the Miz, the amount of times that the Miz has held the Intercontinental champion really shows what he really is. He's a mid-card. He's mid-card. He doesn't even belong in the same exact conversation as Abdul the Butcher or the Iron Sheik or even Sergeant Slaughter back in 91, 92. He is not one of the greatest heels whatsoever.
Man, you're crazy. You're crazy. That I literally just handed it to you on a plate about why he is just off of his record.
Jess.
Yes, mid-card. I'll allow it. I was like, fine.
Jess.
He's a mid-card. I can admit that. But he's still a goated heel.
Jess,
because he never had to change.
I want to agree with you.
Y'all keep naming people that had to change up and become a villain. He's always been that.
I want to agree with you.
But
I'm agreeing with you right now that you handed it to me on a plate.
But I guess you don't like what I'm cooking, y'all.
But you know those cheap paper plates that you get from the barbecue that you need 5 of them? You only gave me 1 plate, so the food fell on the floor.
Wild styrofoam.
You gave me a bum ass plate.
You're wild. My plate had chicken. My plate had chicken, hamburger, and a rib for you. You want some more? All right, I got another one for you. You ready?
Hold on, we're not yet. Hold on, I want to go next, but I just want to poke some more holes into the Miz before we go. Okay, so looking at
why you making him Swiss cheese, my man?
Do we feel, audience? I'm talking to everybody watching right now. Do we feel that the Miz is authentic as a heel?
Ooh.
Meaning that do we feel any fake bad guy energy from the Miz?
If y'all say y'all do, I might need to go get my eyes checked.
Go get your eyes checked then.
And maybe my hearing as well.
Go get everything checked. You're almost at that age. Go get everything checked. Because
you just played in my face. Don't play in my, don't you ever do.
I feel that the Miz is just a nice guy pretending to be a bad guy.
Are you serious?
As serious as a fat kid in a buffet and fresh food just came out.
And this is talking about him working, right? When he clocked in and he is the Miz, not the guy that we see playing with his 2 cute little daughters on IG.
Yes, I feel that the Miz is just genuinely a nice guy. And he's just pretending to be a heel.
Yeah, because that's what he gets paid to do. Why not?
I think
we just talked about that. Like, it's okay to do that because, we're all humans and this is a play. This is the play. We want them to stay in character.
On the microphone, though, I feel that he's really good when it comes to getting heat. He doesn't need to get cheap heat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Credibility, there's no danger there. There's no fear or threat factor when it comes to the Miz.
That is fair.
Even if he's a cowardly heel, there needs to be some kind of danger.
But that's what makes him a better heel. Now, instead of being a looker, he's a manipulator. Because again, you don't fear the Miz. You look at the Miz.
Who is the Miz manipulated?
Huh?
Who has the Miz manipulated?
Carmelo. He thought he was trying to build this little boy up and everything like that. Well, I'm just using that one.
Because that's the only one. That's the only one. Yeah. The Miz has been in the WWE 23 years. He's been wrestling for 23 years and only manipulated one person. Bravo. Let's give him a hand clap because that's so scary.
It's not about that though. Look on the mic though. I'll be looking over my shoulder. It's a snake like the Miz is sitting there watching me go up the ladder or be better in the industry. Meanwhile, I'm being undermined again. Nah, bro. Nah. It's a goat heel. It's goat heel. He's a villain. Here we go. Wait, I got you. He is a villain who won't go away. It mirrors every fan's insecurity and the loud, glittery reminder that success even the annoying kind can be earned.
Wow! Shout out to
just wrote that,
Shout out to Chat GPT for that writing that for you.
They gave me the words.
Oh, okay.
They gave me the words so I wouldn't, I could sound intelligent. I didn't want to use, I didn't want to use third grade words. I wanted to use big words.
Yeah, because the Miz is the greatest of all time. All right. So looking at longevity power.
Greatest heel.
Okay, fine. The greatest heel. My bad.
Seem like I'm saying he's the greatest wrestler because you know how socials are. They're going to run with that.
So he's not a good wrestler.
That. I said he's a mid card. He's in the middle. He's a B-lister, and that is okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so
I didn't say he was.
When it comes
I'm not saying he's John Cena, but he's a great mid card and he's a great heel, and he just deserves more recognition.
When it comes to longevity and adaptability, I think that he's been there for a very long time. I think that his gimmick changes just a little bit as he goes, so I'll give him that. Psychology and storytelling, every villain believes that they're the hero. The Miz believes that he's a hero. The Miz, I give the Miz that he really feels that he is great. Right? If the Miz, let me ask you a real question, Jess. If the Miz was so great, why would he have to tell everybody that he's awesome?
Oh, what's the word? Seniority? No. To show dominance. I guess that's just what, I can't speak for every man in the world, but sometimes you just got to assert and project your dominance. Okay. That's just what it is. All
right. I'm going to give myself one. Jess, I would like you to set your clock.
Oh, wait.
You're going to set your clock you're going to set it for 1 minute.
1 minute.
And then when you let me know that a minute is.
Where's my clock? Oh, there it is.
When it's a minute, I'm going to buzz you're going to let me know I'm going to buzz myself, and I'm going to stand on business for who I think is a great heel right now.
All righty. You ready?
I'm ready.
And 1 minute is now.
So I think that MJF is the greatest heel right now in pro wrestling, period, point, done. I don't even need another minute to even talk about this. The Miz, when you go up to his table at an event, you're sitting here thinking you're going to bring your kid up to the Miz, and the Miz is, up to MJF, and you're going to say, look, that's MJF from TV. He's just pretending. The MJF is the kind of person that probably spit right in your kid's face. MJF can't even be in the WWE because everybody's afraid that they are going to water him down. When you look at the longevity of somebody like MJF, you know that he's going to be around for a long time, and his character doesn't even have to change that much. The MJF, he knows that he's just that good, and he even tells you that he's that good. And when you see him in the ring as well too, you see exactly what it is that he's doing in the ring. When it comes to getting heat, he doesn't need cheap heat. He is the heat. The second he walks out, people are just booing him left and right. People hate to see.
Bonk. Okay, but I'm not gonna hold you. You had some facts there. I do think about MJ. I don't want to say it wrong. MJF. Okay, MJF. I have heard about him. Now, I'm not an AEW watcher.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. However, on socials, I do listen and hear about the other wrestlers as far as when it goes to AEW and TNA. So that is a name I have heard a lot. And then, one day I was like, you know what? Let me just lock in on AEW one day. AEW Dynamite is on HBO Max, if y'all don't know.
Sure is.
Okay. And I checked them out. I can dig that. I could get with that man as a heel. I can sit with you on that one.
So I
can sit with you. It just, I'm not saying he's a scary guy. He's not a scary looking guy, but most of the ones that don't look scary, again, are the manipulators. And I like his mic work. He makes me laugh. I like it.
So can you say that MJF is better than The Miz?
I feel like both of them are the same person. One's a little more grittier than the other.
Who's more grittier?
I said, grittier, MJF.
Okay.
But again, The Miz is the epitome of white privilege. He's that white boy that says, my daddy owns this and you can't touch me because my dad does this and I'm also this, and you can't. I love it. Like I am him. I love it. I love it. It makes me laugh every time. I'm like, bro, you're a crash out. Like you are a millennial crash out in a Gen X body.
Damn, that wasn't even a debate. You didn't even poke holes in my thing. All right. So, okay, Josh said, is the host twisting the woman's words? Earlier, he's talking about earlier, right? Am I twisting your words? Her name is Jess. She's not the woman. She's not only Jess, she's Jess the Yaptain. And I'm Tristen Law, your semi-retired host. But you see, that's when it comes to debating, right? If I'm twisting up her words, I'm trying to walk her into a corner so that I can make her say that The Miz is really not that awesome. That was my tactic there. Heel Vega's in the house. What's going on, Heel Vega? Heel Vega says that MJF might be the last true heel left right now. I think in the sense of what we expect the heel to be, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, well, I mean, she has a point, given so that a lot of the greatest heels either have retired out already or they're not there yet.
We got a lot of messages. Josh Gardner says that I loved when the other wrestlers talked down to The Miz. I swear a couple of times it seemed like he was about to cry on TV. Right, because he's the bitch and he's not that awesome.
I mean, it's like when he turns like that very blushy red, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh, y'all done pissed him off now.
Heel Vega says one of the greatest issues with heels right now is that the crowd, minus children, have transitioned into cheering heels because they're good wrestlers or they're just cool heels. You see, and that comes to one of the things that I used to do when I wrestled, Jess. I never came out with music. Towards the end, I stopped coming out with music because I can tell you songs right now that make me feel a certain kind of way and bring emotion to me. So I didn't want to play my song that when my song played, you go, oh my God, my favorite wrestler is coming out. I love to see him be a heel. No.
Yeah, but I don't think that applies the same with somebody like Rhea Ripley. I don't think it applies.
She's not a heel right now. She's a babyface.
She's now a babyface. Don't do that. She did this whole heel thing for like 2 years. Come on now.
Okay. So I think that when you look at, I want to agree with Heel Vega, but I also want to say this as well too. If you look at the movie, not the Joker, the Batman movie with the Joker, where was Heath Ledger?
Dark Knight.
Okay, thank you very much, Dark Knight. That's what's good to have a co-host because sometimes I forget things. People loved him in that movie, right? People have ran around and dressed up as Batman for years, but once that movie came out, that made it so cool to dress up as the heel, as the bad guy, right? And I think that's the time as well too when the world probably started changing and when people started saying, you know what, let me go ahead and give the bad guys, a little bit of love. The way I look at it, right, from a storytelling point of view, is that it all depends on who's telling the story, Jess, right? When you look at the movie The Joker, right, which I love, I didn't like the second one too much. I'm not a real big fan of musicals, but when you look at the first one. The first one, you were seeing the story from the Joker's eyes. You were seeing that the whole entire world turned their back on him and that all he needed was just a little bit of help. Granted, the whole time he was hallucinating the shit and he was crazy as shit.
Oh, yeah. He was a Lulu.
But everybody knows somebody in their life to where the system has turned their back on them and left them for dead.
And right. So I think what you want to say is that now everybody is listening. And now the heels are the villains, the heels, the anti-heroes have become more relatable. You're no longer the bad guy. We're starting to listen now. Like, hold up now. Like, it don't sound like you're a bad guy because you just want to be bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have a story. Like there's a reason why you are this way.
Right.
Not just because you just like being bad.
Like,
this isn't a Disney movie anymore.
Let's talk about a Disney movie.
Bad.
Let's talk about a Disney movie, right? Let's talk about The Lion King. I use The Lion King all the time to teach wrestlers the basic fundamentals of putting on a pro wrestling match. So one of the I always use it to say, to how it goes through storytelling and stuff like that to get to the end. I want to use The Lion King to explain how it's being told from the eyes of who's telling the story. Who in The Lion King, who's the good guy? Who's the baby face?
Mufasa, yeah.
Who's the heel?
Scar.
And? The hyenas, right?
The hyenas.
Okay.
Yes. And this is in the animated version, right? I know where you're going.
Who is the why is Simba and Mufasa the baby faces in the story?
Because they're allegedly the royalty of the show. You know, just a little sidebar, y'all. The Lion King and Othello, kind of the same thing. Y'all.
Never seen
or
it.
Is it Hamlet? Or it was either Othello or Hamlet where the brother killed the other brother. I think it was Hamlet.
So, okay, so why is Scar and the hyenas the baby face, the heels?
Oh, because they was taking. They wasn't given anything. They was taking it.
Maybe
they
what
just, they was hungry, it was like compared, like look at Scar. Scar was all skinny and
I don't remember that. I didn't see that animated movie. I'm only going from the basic first Lion King movie.
This is the first Lion King movie. Think about it. Look how skinny Scar was.
True.
Compared to Mufasa.
True.
That dude was not eating. And remember in the beginning, he was about to eat a rat or a mouse or something instead of going out there and going to get yourself an antelope or a zebra. So what if
Scar was really the chosen one?
He really was. I mean, that was the idea of the other Lion King. Also, Disney Plus.
I guess somebody got to eliminate Disney Plus login. But let's say, if Scar was really the chosen one, and what happened was Mufasa went ahead and bamboozled him. They always say the person that is the winner is the one that gets to write history, and that's the story that we got to hear.
Always wanted a brother. I'm sorry. So, that was my favorite song. Mufasa is also on Disney Plus.
So, okay, I'm going to give you another minute, Jess, okay? And I want you to stand on business for another person who's a heel, who fits all the categories when we're looking at psychology and storytelling, longevity and adaptability, credibility, emotional heat versus cheap heat, and authenticity. All right? So,
I don't really need a minute because this one is a more agreeable person.
Okay, well, we see. You got a whole minute. It's your minute. You can spend it any way that you want.
Well, let's go back. Let's take it back to the earlier 2000s and let's bring up The Rock. The Rock checks everything off of our little list, ladies and gentlemen. He has longevity. He has credibility. He has adaptivity. He was crazy on the mic. It's just like right now they have a little thing talking about the Rock mentality where they're going around and they're showing all the times when he was with that one faction and he was punching dudes in the private area. He was running up on people with a chair, just bust them in the back of their backs. It was just... like you feared The Rock when he was wrestling. Then what? He retires out. He does his movie things, everything. Bro, he comes back and everybody is sweating. Everybody's shaking in their boots. He's barely freaking wrestling. He can wrestle 5 matches and everybody is still afraid of this man. And now fast forward to today. Well, January, where, Cody was asked by The Rock to come with me, be one of the greatest heels of all time.
Which Rock are we talking about? Which are we talking about? Corporate Rock?
Like 3 Rocks.
We talking about Corporate Rock or Final Boss Rock?
Both of them are crazy heels, man.
Because The Rock has only been a heel in his career, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong. He was a heel when he was with the Nation, then he was a heel again when he was with the corporation, and then he was Hollywood Rock, and then he was the Final Boss Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So which version are we talking about? Because between we've got...
there are 4 versions and only in 3 of them he was a heel.
4 of them he was a heel.
Oh, I didn't really pay much attention. When he was Hollywood, that was when he was kind of sketchy with it.
Because everybody was mad at him because he left pro wrestling, and that's when he went into the ring with Hulk Hogan, and everybody turned and everything else like that. Yeah, right. Hollywood Rock, I think, was a heel because he felt that he was better than pro wrestling. So credibility. So which Rock are you talking about? Because depending on which one you talk about, I can poke holes in it.
That's some bullshit. I'm sorry, and you know it. Let's talk about when before he became Hollywood Rock.
Okay, so we're talking about when he was with the corporation, running around the tracksuit, punching people in the testes.
Yes.
Okay, so I give him the credibility when it comes to fear or the threat factor, right? But the only reason that he felt dangerous was why?
Because he's a big guy, and I would hate to be in the ring with The Rock. And he can actually wrestle. He can wrestle. What?
Now, I buzzed you because it's not that the fear factor came from The Rock because he had the corporation behind him. If he didn't have the corporation, he'd just be a guy that was walking around talking junk on a microphone. When it came to heat on the microphone, he could invest you because you never knew what he was going to say, and he never needed cheap heat.
No, he didn't. He never needed it.
When it came to being authentic, I think that corporate Rock was actually a real heel. I didn't see, there's no nice guy or nothing in it. There was no ambiguity in him with the heel. I mean, like The Miz.
Yeah.
So that kind of Rock,
scared of him.
That Rock made me forget that it's a show.
Bro, now the villain is wearing a suit. So now you're not a big villain that, you're going to beat me with a chair. Now you're going to psych me out now. Now you're going to mess with my mind now. Now you mess with my mind and beating my ass in the ring? Oh, God.
So Josh is saying, wasn't The Rock a babyface between the nation and the corporation? Yes, that's when he was, when he first got his win.
I feel like it was a time where it's like very small, very little gray area.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the whole entire window, and I'm agreeing with Josh that's when he was the Rock and Sock connection. But when I was counting the versions of the Rock that was a heel, I left out the baby faces in between. Because obviously he came in as a babyface, then he joined the nation, then he became a babyface, then he joined the corporation, then he became a babyface again, then he went to Hollywood, then he became a babyface again, then he turned into Final Boss Rock.
You mean heel?
Yeah.
Right.
But he turned into a babyface in between each one.
So I guess I guess as you agreeing with me that there's a very small window where he was a baby face.
Yeah.
But it was more so, it was like wearing a mask. I feel like he's been a heel the whole time. That's the manipulation. You make it seem like you're a baby face. You make it seem like you're nice. But in reality, no. I'm the boss. I'm the head honcho. I'm the HNIC around here. Okay, the HSIC then. Fine.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys one. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys who I think is a real heel right now.
Oh, now. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I made an episode about this person a couple months ago, Jess, so you let me know when I have the time to go. And I made an episode about this person a couple months ago, standing on business with this person. And I might have had a little bit of a change of heart, but I'm going to stand on business with him. Let me know when you're ready.
Alrighty. Go right ahead.
All right, so the person that I'm thinking about right now, who is definitely a good heel today, aside from MJF, the person I'm going with is Logan Paul. Logan Paul does not have any fake bad guy energy with him. When you see that guy right away, you go, wait a minute, there's something not right with this guy. The thing that I'm looking at with this guy is, okay, is he nice backstage? The way I look at Logan Paul is that he's only nice to people that could only do something for him. If you can't do anything for Logan Paul don't want nothing to do with you. When you're looking at heat as well too, Logan Paul doesn't need to get any kind of cheap heat, because the second that music hits and he comes out there doing this stupid thing where he's catching the drone, you go, oh man, I just don't like this guy. And when you look at Logan Paul's face, Logan Paul has probably one of the most punchable faces in the entire pro wrestling industry. Just punch him in the face. And Logan Paul had to be bullied in high school, walk around with that kind of face. With credibility, okay, you know what? He's a coward, right? But the threat and the fear that comes behind Logan Paul is those brass knucks ain't never too far behind him.
And there we go. And there's your minute. There we go.
So what do you think? That the Miz is trash, right? And not really that good of a heel, right?
Get out of here. No.
That I've named people that were better than him, right?
No. And that's still a no. Why? Because you just named Logan Paul, which is basically the baby brother of the Miz. It's literally the same damn guy.
What?
It's the same guy. You
Jess.
got this streamer podcast man with I mean, my godson loves Prime, so I can't talk too mean about him. You got this and that you weaseled your way, you branded your way into the industry, and you make it seem like you are this guy. Again, white privilege, the millennial white privilege. It's basically the same dude.
Jess.
You can even look at Logan Paul's gear. You can look at his gear. Who's that gear look like to you? The Miz. Man, please. Y'all know good well that's the Miz's little brother in a more athletic looking body.
You done or you done?
I'm finished and I'm done because there's no way you're going to sit here and tell me he's a better heel than the Miz.
He really is the better heel than the Miz.
When in reality, that is the Miz. That is the Miz.
The Miz has to walk around telling people that he's awesome. Logan Paul doesn't have to do that.
But he does.
Logan Paul.
Does. Yes, but he does. He comes out, oh, I'm smarter than everybody in here. You're poor. I'm not. You're rich. I'm not. I'm smart. You're dumb. Come on.
Jess, if everybody was so much smarter than Logan Paul, they would know automatically to look out for the brass knucks. But nobody's figured it out yet. Even your guy who you think is the Miz, who is awesome, he couldn't figure that out because he's an idiot.
We don't know that. How do we know that? Until maybe, out of the most wildest stuff in the world, maybe the Miz and Logan Paul should wrestle. That just, that's a fantasy one. One day we should actually come up with an app where we do fantasy wrestling just like they do fantasy football.
That'd be cool.
And we just make up our own little, maybe factions and maybe matches and then, play and see how that works out.
Well, there's only one Miz. You can't pick anybody else. So Stu left his view on wrestling and he says the Miz walked so Logan Paul could run.
Thank you. Come on. You're going to sit here and say Logan Paul's better. No, because Daddy's back there. Who you think trained him?
You didn't hear what Stu just said? Stu left his view and said that the Miz walked so that Logan Paul could run. And the way I'm interpreting that is that the Miz is miles behind somebody like Logan Paul.
Boy, man, you better buzz yourself because you know good well that's not what that meant.
Bing bang.
Fat fingers.
Man, no. What he means is that the Miz did what he did. He's the mic guy, the costume, the wrestling, all of that. You can clearly see who Logan Paul represents. And it's the Miz. And that's so sad. It's so sad. And I was like, you know what? I loved Carmelo. I love Carmelo. I truly do. But maybe hooking up with the Miz was not a good idea. Dang, that would have been a nice one, him and Logan Paul. But then what would that tag team even be?
Stu says that Logan Paul and the Miz teamed up, and Ryan Armstrong, welcome to the chat. He says that new tag team in the WWE, Awesome Mavericks, equal Logan Paul and the Miz. I'm not going to lie. I would hate that team as a fan. I would hate that tag team. Only reason because Logan Paul is there. Because Logan Paul is just so damn dirty. The Miz would have to carry Logan Paul's coattails.
I don't agree to that. Because would you say that same thing about Carmelo?
Carmelo, I don't really see Carmelo as a threat. That's why I didn't mention him. You've mentioned Carmelo twice. Maybe 3 times, Jess, but not once have you even said, you know what? I have 2 spots to say whether he's a heel or not. You haven't even dropped his name yet.
No, Carmelo. Right now, for real, it's a baby face. He just looks baby face.
I agree, but even when he was running around talking about I is him is me, or whatever the hell he says, none of that felt dangerous to me.
I'm sorry, I lied. He was a heel for a small window when he was in NXT because he did betray Trick.
Carmelo Hayes?
Yes.
Carmelo Hayes was a heel when he came to the main roster as well, too. That's why him and The Miz was able to get in bed together.
Ooh.
Oh, such a Miz fan, but you don't even know nothing about The Miz.
I know enough about The Miz. I just didn't know that's why they teamed up. I thought he was just being the manipulator that he is, and you took this kid with all this potential and all this energy and, leech off of him.
What do you feel
like a good heel should.
What do you feel about Dom Mysterio?
Well, the story, I appreciate the story and I appreciate them running the story that long the whole, you're not my dad, and all of that. I was like, okay, it's cute, but now it got boring. It just got boring to a point now. If he had wrestled more, for me, if I was actually to see his talent, because apparently I heard he did more dark matches than actual TV matches, which is weird to me. So if I had a chance to really watch him wrestle for real, I might have a different opinion, but he's a mid heel, but he has the potential to be better.
I think that Dominic was trying so hard to be a heel, and then he went to jail. The second he went to jail, we go, wait a minute, bro. You ain't really go to jail because you paint a couple teardrops on your face. Now you think you bad, bro. You only went to lockup. You only went to the drunk tank for the night, and then that's when people started slowly. Right, he went to Dominic Mysterio went to Scared Straight, and then little by little, people started feeling Dominic just a little bit, and that's when people started liking Dom, because we hated the fact like, yo, bro, you ain't really go to jail. And then one day somebody said, bro, you didn't go to jail. And that's when people started liking Dom. I like Dom's layers that they've put on Dom. I love the layers that they put on him. So we kind of really exactly see who he's progressing to me. All right, let's make this quick, Jess.
Wait, just a little quick sidebar. I'm gonna just take 5 seconds.
Go ahead.
It's a little sidebar because you know what Dominic represents? Without even realizing that he represents these kids of today, the ones that live in the suburbians but play like they are from the hood and do hood things. And that's probably why the kids of more like high school, middle school, that's probably why they love him so much.
Never been to fight a day in his life.
Never. I'm like, boy, you've had mansions all your life. Like, you ain't from nobody's hood. You're not gangster. He ain't gangster. No.
So give me one person who you think is the greatest. Give me one of the greatest heels of all time. The way I'm going to set the bed with this, Jess, is that you only have that there's an infinite number of people that could be in the conversation. But give me one person who is, in your opinion, the greatest heel of all time, and you have 30 seconds.
And it's got to be a person that I have not said already, correct?
If you want to go back to talking about The Miz is the greatest of all time, that's your business. But you have 30 seconds to say who is, if you had to pick one, gun to your head, who's the greatest heel of all time?
Still The Miz. It's still The Miz. It's like I can name so many people, but as our boy said, Miz walked, so all these heels that have come out now can run. He has the look, he has the mic, he has the longevity, he has the credibility. Everybody undermines him, everyone overlooks him, and it just the perfect heel. He just belongs at that table of great heels. It ain't many, but he belongs at that table.
All right, so if I'm going to pick there's nothing further that I can say that The Miz is not the greatest of all time. But if I'm going to pick a heel right now, if I had to go gun to my head, who's the greatest of all time? Right now in my head, without even thinking about it, Vince McMahon. The reason why I think that Vince McMahon is the greatest heel of all time is because he had... They put his back against the wall. Bret Hart abused them so much that he had to he had to really float his boss powers. When you used to watch WWF back in the day, Vince McMahon, he was just an announcer. Nothing more and nothing less. And then Bret Hart spit in the guy's face. And at that point, he said that he had to assert himself as the boss. And then he had to come against somebody like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to say this now. If there was never a Vince McMahon, there would have never been a Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon is probably one of the greatest pro wrestling rivalries of all time. The end.
Bing bang.
I agree. Like you can't beat the boss, original boss.
Not at all. Let's go
because I'm like Roman, one of the good heels. You allowed them. Like I had to go back and hear because you bring up him eating dog food.
Roman had to eat dog food in order. Roman had to eat dog food in order to become the tribal chief. You don't remember the dog?
I didn't see that episode.
It was an episode of SmackDown. It was an episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, I heard that was one of the 2020 ones, the ones when everybody was on the screens and stuff. I get it. Oh, ugh. Also, I did watch the Vince McMahon documentary, also on Netflix.
On Netflix?
So I was like, oh yeah, you're a villain.
That's real life.
Like,
That's real life Vince, though. I'm talking about character Vince. Because if we're talking about real life Vince, everybody will start talking about the allegations that he had with the woman and stuff like that. I'm talking about TV Vince.
No, I as a businessman and as a character, he was ruthless. But because he was that ruthless, because he was that type of person, this is why we have WWE the way we have it right now. It just proves that sometimes being the heel is better for the business.
Well, one of the things that I definitely want to talk about in the future is Vince McMahon, because right now WWE or TKO is talking about erasing Vince McMahon, so that could definitely be the episode. I think Jess and I will be back on Saturday. I got some things going on. Can't really do Friday. You will be back?
I don't know. I'm about to say I won't. I would love to talk to y'all, but Saturday is a very, very important day for me, you guys. So I won't be here with you guys.
All right. Maybe we'll see you again on Monday. Maybe I could have somebody take your seat. You know, they won't hold your seat like the way that they would, but but maybe I could have somebody sitting for you that day. Let me just go through the chat real quick. Show the chat a little bit of love because you guys work really hard. Hey, if you guys are still watching, go ahead and hit that like button real quick. Hit that like button. I
love y'all.
Hit that like button real quick so we can know that you're a real person. That you're really there. All right. Yeah. So let's see.
Say, while he's looking, I just want to say to the chat and everybody who is watching this video right now, I want to say thank you. I want to give all my love and appreciation to all the fans, even the ones who have not pushed subscribe, the ones that just, they pull up, they watch, and, show support. We love you guys. We would not be here without you guys. So, Trish, give them a round of applause. Like, y'all are amazing. We would not be here without you.
I agree. I'd just be here talking to myself if it wasn't for them. Maria says, and that's why I did Streamer Mania. It was fun to hang out with them. Let's see. Fernando says that Kevin Sullivan deserves an honorable mention as one of the most legendary heels. To go to that real quick, Kevin Sullivan saw me wrestle in 2022 and said that he really liked my style of heel work because I worked really, really old school inside the ring. Josh says that, wow, Vince heel is very devious. Maria's, Fernando says, that's completely false. Tristen, Stone Cold got mega over without Vince McMahon when Austin won the King of the Ring. He's right. Right, Fernando's right about that. But then if Stone Cold Steve Austin never had Vince McMahon, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the thing about watching Monday Night Raw back in the day was every single day that you would watch, you'd be like, oh my God, what's going to happen to Stone Cold Steve Austin now? But look, you know what? Let's wrap this whole thing up like this.
Wait, 2 seconds. I'm about to say, Stone Cold, you know what made him a great heel? Because he was brandable. There are not that many wrestlers who are brandable where we could stick a brand on his back and it's going to be great. So we'll say this. At the end of the day, a great heel isn't just someone who gets booed. It's someone who moves you. They make you cheer harder for the hero or secretly root for them instead. Some build heat with arrogance, some others with fear. But the great ones, they live rent-free in your head long after the show ends. Now what I want you to do, I want you to pick, whether you're watching live or on demand, come back into the chat and tell me what makes a great heel for you. Drop it in the comments. Who was right? Is it Tristen or was it Jess? Well, thank you so much for everybody that participated in today's chat live on the Tristen Law Show. I'll be back on Saturday. Jess will be back on Monday. Lots of cool things happening to the channel. Thank you so much for everybody being here. My name is Tristen Law. She's Jess the Yaptain. I did it right. Don't make us be a dirty little secret. Take the link right now and go share it out on your social media. I'm Tristen Law once again. She's Jess the Yaptain, and we'll see you next time.